Welcome back to my channel. My name is Christiana and you are on the road to 40 with me. So this is a series that I started on my 39th birthday, creating daily vlogs every day until my 40th birthday next year. And we are on day 15, I believe. Today's Monday, March 10th, and I am just getting the day started. Have my coffee. It's getting a little cold. Have my iPad, planning out my day, and it is a little after 8, so it's almost time to start taking action and getting to work. I have a fairly busy day ahead of me. Not anything out of the house, but today is filming day, so I am going to get pretty and film a few videos for my real estate channel, and also film my very first planned content video for this channel, which will drop on Thursday. It's going to be a part of a new series that's going to be called Let's Talk. And I'm going to do mini series within that series. So Let's Talk is going to be a sit down, me in front of the camera talking about whatever topic I choose to talk about. In the first series, I haven't decided how many parts it's going to be yet, but it's going to be my trans journey in essence. So just breaking it down into digestible parts and talking about my experience, because I want to share it, and hopefully it is something that can be enlightening, maybe entertaining. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the plan for today for the channels. And I am struggling this morning. The time change, for all of you people who like daylight savings time, I say go to hell today, because I struggled so hard this morning. King is at his spa day, aka his grooming appointment. He loves getting groomed. I don't know what it is, because even the groomer at PetSmart, I take him to PetSmart. The groomer at PetSmart, it's like she's been cutting him for a while now, and she's just like, I know you're excited. She's like, so odd, because he's a Pekingese, and Pekingese aren't usually that fond of getting groomed. A lot of Pekingese, I've heard, just in general, the Pekingese personality is not as friendly, warm, but King is pretty friendly and warm. I mean, I don't think that he's full breed. I think he may have some other breed mixed into his lineage, but he's mostly Pekingese. When you look at him, he's a Pekingese for sure. He's just a little bit bigger than most Pekingese. He's about 19 pounds. I had to be up at the crack of dawn, and I won't even say crack of dawn because the sun wasn't even out yet. I was like, what? 6:30 and the sun's not out? I really miss light in the morning, but I know as the days get longer, we'll get a little bit more light in the morning. But right now, it sucks, because it was so dark when I had to walk him and get him to the PetSmart. But we did it. He got there. We were only a couple minutes late. No worries. It wasn't super busy. Groomer was familiar with us, so that went off without a hitch. So he's enjoying a little pampering and getting all cute. Came back, made my coffee, and then I sat down and started planning my day. So that's been my morning so far. I want to finish brainstorming and planning out my content before I start filming a little bit later today. But I also need to edit yesterday's vlog. So it sounds like I need to hop my ass up off this camera and get to work, because I have things that I need to do. But I wanted to open up the day, say good morning. Hair, as you can see, survived the night. Honestly, I like when I do my hair like this, and it has like, it's basically kinky straight, if you will. So it's straight, but it's not like super silky. It still has body to it. And then when I add the curls to it, it'll be cute. So I know some people like their hair a little flatter, a little bit more silked out, but I honestly like to have a little bit more volume, which is why I use that Time-O tool and not a flat iron, because I don't like super, like, even up here is a little like flattish for me. I like it to be a little bit more voluminous than that. But anyway, let me hop up off of here and get to work. But good morning, and I hope that you get to work and have a prosperous day too. I'll check in with you in a bit. Yes, I'm sitting on the floor. I am back. Look who's back from the king. Look who's back from grooming. Say hi, bud. It's back from grooming. So just as I sat down and started to be productive, boom, it was time to pick him up from grooming. Then I needed to make a quick trip to the grocery store. So girl, it's been like a whole hour and I have not gotten very far in my work, which leads me to just this little tidbit about leaving the corporate world and running your own businesses. It's so tough to keep on schedule, to make a schedule, to stick to it, to be productive, because you hold yourself accountable. So it's so hard to plan out your time and actually stick to it because there's just so many distractions and so many things that can happen, and you basically don't have to report to anyone but yourself. When you don't get that project done, it's because of you. When you don't get that video uploaded, it's because of you. When you don't film the content, it's because of you. So I'm a little under 2 months out of the corporate world again, and that's just been the biggest struggle for me in terms of just my days, keeping my days structured, consistent, and productive. And I'm struggling on all fronts today because the schedule that I've outlined is so off track. I should be finished with editing in the next 25 minutes, and I just barely started editing. So I just closed myself into my room, and I'm forcing myself to really, really hunker down and get this editing done so that I can move on to the next thing, because I feel like I need to not delay on the editing. I need to get the editing done so that I can move to the next task. I need to be very methodical about how I attack today's to-do list because it's pretty long and it's pretty rigorous, and I just don't want to work all day long. But the longer I sit up here and procrastinate, the longer I'm going to have to work. So with that, I'm going to hop off here and get back to work. Hey girl, we back. We back. So videos edited. I need to do bookmarks, links, upload, but the heavy portion of it is done. So I'm going to take a break from that. I'm going to get on this face. So I'm doing this for y'all, which is the Road to 40 crew. But also, I have a few videos that I need to do. They're, I guess, technically sponsored. I didn't get a check, but I did get the products for free for my honest review from influencers. So I'm going to also be recording with that in mind as well, although those will be voiceovers, so I don't really need to worry about what I'm going to say, but just trying to be clear into the camera and when I use those products. And I'll let you guys know which products those are and my thoughts on them. As I always say, everything, links for everything will be down below in the description box for you to click and purchase and get all the goodies. I typically use primarily things that I recommend. There are a couple of products that I may use that are things that I'm just trying to use up from people that I don't particularly like. So I wouldn't recommend their products per se because I don't patronize businesses of people that I don't align with their views or how they treat people. Content of someone's character is very important to me, so that's always going to be something that I use as a qualifier. When I purchased the products, I didn't know, but now I know. So now I know not to spend my coins with said person/peoples. But anyway, let's get started. Let's get into this face, y'all. So to start, we have to start with the base. We always start with sunscreen. So this is the La Roche-Posay Mineral Sunscreen. Again, links for all of the products will be down in the description box. So that one is my shade. I think I'm going to show you another shade, which is deep, which is not my shade unless I have a little suntan for the spring and summer. So we're going to put that on the face. That's probably what I'm explaining. And I thought it'd be fun to do a voiceover instead of just listening to me yap for once, because I can be a little bit more playful with the voiceover. So when it comes to SPF, you always want to make sure that you put on a copious amount of SPF, okay? Whatever you think you are putting on and you think that's enough, it's not enough. Put on a little bit more. So we're going to apply this all over the face. I like to go in on the neck as well because, as I've explained in previous videos, I have a little darkness on the neck. Plus, you got to protect that skin too, even though it doesn't seem like it needs to be protected. So I take my beat up Morphe brush and I apply that all over the face. Look at that coverage, y'all. Like, that coverage is everything. Like, you could literally put that on and just go for the day. Like, isn't it amazing? It is. I'll answer for you. It is. You see how it just covered up all of that coverage underneath my neck as well, or cover up that darkness underneath my neck? Perfect shade. Looks, it matches. Even the undertones look perfect. Like, it's giving skin. It's giving skin. And I'm doing all of the faces and things for my influencer review videos because I want to have B-roll for that. So that's why I did that. Girl, I don't think I'm a model. I just think that I'm trying to get my content, okay? So you apply that all over the face. I'm just blending it out, blending it out. Okay, great. Now, we are going to, not me clapping in my voiceover and making things awkward, but anyway, yapping, you know how I do. I have a lot to say about the products, but that's me talking out why I like the product. So, are we gonna move on, girl, or what? Like, let's move on. Let's move on. I've times two this footage, and we're still talking about that sunscreen. So that is your sign to go get that sunscreen, girl. Next, we're moving on to the primer. I have no idea why I put on, bad planning probably, but I have no idea why I put the primer on over top of the sunscreen, but I got my footage, so that's all that matters. But girl, don't put your primer on over top of your tinted sunscreen. You can do it for regular sunscreen. Sometimes they play okay, but this was a little awkward to put over top of a tinted sunscreen because I felt like the tinted sunscreen hadn't fully set in yet, so you could see that it's lifting a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. We can fix it. It's not that serious. And I do have to say that putting this primer on definitely did make a difference in my makeup for the day. So I do recommend this e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer because it really did keep the face from getting oily. Like, I went and exercised later that day and I had the face on all day and I felt like it was solid. So if you're in the market for a good primer, I say go ahead and spend your minuscule amount of coins that you have to spend to buy e.l.f. products because they are what? Affordable. Okay? So After putting the primer on, you see it gives a nice base. It actually looks like it did something to the texture as well. Like it looks like my skin, where are the pores? Because I usually have an issue with pores, especially in that middle section of my face, but it did a really good job in terms of just giving us a good base for everything else to go in on. So next I'm going to go in with this Natasha Denona concealer. So I don't think that I put any other base because I am testing out another product from e.l.f. But this is an example of one of the products that I'm just trying to use up, baby, because Natasha Denona gets none from me. She is not the kind of person that I want to support. And if you are wondering what I'm talking about, I talked about it in a previous video with a Get Ready with me, but you also can do your own research. Just Google search Natasha Denona as it pertains to current affairs, and also how she's treated other cultures. I just think that she just not my cup of tea. And do I know her personally? No. But do I know enough to know that I want to make sure I spend my coins elsewhere? Yes. There are so many companies out here that I want to patronize, the companies that are that have owners that are actually decent people. So the products are great. I will have them linked down below. If you don't care about the politics of it all, the social politics of it all, then go ahead and buy her products because they're good. But I won't be buying any more of her products, if you get my drift. So then I take my Sephora, I believe this is Sephora 57 brush, and then I also take another Sephora brush for under the eye. That one is, as you can see, it is angled, so you can get into every nook and cranny. Really, really great. And look how beautiful that concealer blends out. I'm telling you, it's such a shame that I just don't rock with her, because she creates really, really great products. I also have a color corrector from her, which is equally as good, blends out really great, does a great job of correcting all of my darkness. I didn't apply it today, I just concealed, but I also will put the link for the color corrector in the description box as well if you are interested in purchasing that. So blending out all that concealer, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I like to get the brows too. Get right underneath the brows. I'm not a carve out my brows girly. Like I don't go in with like a shade 3 shades lighter to carve out my brows. They have enough of an arch and they look good enough and they look nice and natural because they are, so I don't bother them. Next, I'm getting ready to show you this Givenchy powder, but one of my beefs with this powder is that the pores or the holes in which the powder comes out get clogged sometimes. So what I was explaining here is that when you don't have all of the holes open, sometimes you'll get an uneven amount of each color come out, so your mixture is not going to be as cohesive. It may be a little pink or it may be a little orange, and so you have to do this every so often. Just a little, a little bone to pick with Givenchy with that, but the product itself, baby, when I tell you, when you put this powder on, you see how great that was mixed? When you put this powder on though, you can't tell me nothing. You really can't tell me nothing. Like, I am that girl when I put this powder on. It's just like, yep, I got flawless skin. I sure do. You see how it just smooths out those areas? Like, it just looks like perfection. Like, it literally looks like a filter on the face. So, old formula, new formula, to me, this powder is still that girl. I highly, highly recommend. Anytime people ask me for recommendations when it comes to powder, baby, this is the first one that I'm gonna blurt out, get this powder. Because look at that. Do you see my under eyes? Do you see that? Do you see what it did? Now, I didn't go in with that powder on other areas that I concealed, the nose and the forehead, because I explained how I like to use the rest of my face powder, which in this case is going to be that e.l.f. Halo powder filter, Halo Glow powder filter. Oops, girl, I should put my phone on vibrate. But I like to go over even the areas that I concealed in the forehead area and in the middle, the bridge of my nose, because I feel like it gives you a more seamless look. Like, it blends in so you don't look like you have a choppy lighter and darker areas. It just does a good job of just tying everything together. So I like to do it that way. but you can, of course, go in with your Givenchy powder on all areas that you conceal on your face if you prefer. So next, I'm just going to continue blending that out to make sure that everything looks good, cohesive, and look at the face. Like, look at the material. You can be the judge of it. Like, come on, face is giving. So, base is done. Usually I don't do much more than this, but because was filming yesterday, I wanted to do a little something to the brows. So as you can see, my brows are pretty good naturally, like they're pretty naturally arched. They're a little thinner on the ends, if you can see, and that has happened with age. Like, I feel like I have to fill in the ends of my brows so that they are giving just as much as the inside. And then also you'll notice that in the inside of my eyebrows, there's a little thinness right at the starting point. So I fill in a little bit there, but I just go with the natural movement and flow of my eyebrows. Like, I don't do anything, I don't give myself any additional thickness, or I don't try to arch it anymore. Like, I try and just keep it easy breezy, simple, to keep it nice and natural. Are they even? Probably not. Everybody knows that when you do makeup, the likelihood that you're going to get your brows even is about a 22% chance. So there's that. After I do the brows, I go in to do my blush. Now, I usually do my blush before I do anything eye related. So, girl, we were a little off this day, which was yesterday, but we're gonna go in with this Patrick Ta brush. I usually have another brush that I got from, I forget the brand, but yeah, I'm using the Patrick Ta brush to blend out my blush. Now, this is a blush, this Fenty blush is cute. It's in the shade Rosé Latte. It's her cream blush. I use it like a blush slash bronzer because it has red undertones in it. It's kind of neutrally with a little bit of like that sun-kissed red color. And to me, that looks really great on my complexion and with my undertones. So I just use it kind of like a bronzer instead of like a blush. And that's my day-to-day blush slash bronzer. I also apply it to the lids because I am not a eyeshadow palette girly, and basically just to keep the look cohesive, I usually take whatever bronzer or blush I use and just plop it on the eyelids. Keeps the face looking unified, but gives you a little something on the eyeballs. Right? So, moving on, we gotta have mascara. Like, a face is not done unless you have mascara on. You gotta have a little bit of lash, right? Nothing crazy. I love brown. I love this Too Faced Better Than Sex brown mascara because it's a nice natural look, so you don't look like you're giving lashes for miles, but you get a little pop. And then I also love to apply it to the bottom lash line because it gives you like a smoky kind of finish. The YouTube girlies put me on to this, and once I seen a few of them do it, I was hooked. So it's like I don't even have to line down there because you get a nice smoky look. I don't fool with eyeliner most days because, girl, I'm not that great with it, so it gets a little messy and it looks ridiculous, so I just skip eyeliner. And then I like to put this Givenchy lip gloss balm, whatever it is. It plumps too because it gives you a little tingly feeling, but I love it because it has that technology in it where you apply it to your lips and then it activates to give you the perfect shade for your lip. Love it. Like, look at that shade popping, right? I have no notes. This look was a moment. It was a moment. Then you have to finish this look off with a with primer because, come on, you gotta put the primer on, right? Exactly. So put your primer on. Can't tell me nothing. Of course, shoulders popping, everything. So I think after this, I was explaining that I'm going to do my hair. Wanted to show you some hair tools, and we will get into that process in just a bit. I think I showed you my cheese spinning curl. If you don't have one of these, get you one. The link's going to be in the description box. I will actually come back and explain to you why I use the cheese spinning curl. So stay tuned for that because I'm definitely okay. It's that girl. It's that girl. Okay, so I got into the hair process at this point, and I was explaining to you that I had lied to y'all that I wasn't going to show you the hair process, but I am. So really quick about the cheese spinning curls. So this is your best friend. If you don't have a good flick of the wrist, as my girl always Amira says, then you need to get you one of these because it will save your life. If you just want a good curl or a good body moment, but you don't know how to utilize a curling iron, you're going to simply take your hair and load it into the barrel. So you'll see that there's an opening on one side of the cheese spinning curl. So you're going to load your hair into that barrel. That opening is going to be on the upside. I'm showing here that you can set the temperature and the times. So you can set the time for anywhere between 9 seconds and 19 seconds. And I believe that the temperature goes up to 400 and something. I usually set mine to 400 or a little bit less, depending on how much heat I've applied to my hair in a certain span of time. So I think it's a game changer. I think you should definitely consider getting one just to have, even if you do know how to utilize a curling iron. If you want to have an easier option for you to just kind of use on those days when you're just not feeling the flick of the wrist, get you one. Information is going to be down below in the description box. Oh, and there's one more thing that I wanted to share about that cheese spinning curl. So you would have seen when it was close up that there's two arrows. There's an arrow that is to curl the hair back or to curl the hair forward. I pretty much 95% of the time use the back feature because I prefer my curls to go back out of the face, but you do have control as to which way the cheese spinning curl spins the curl as well. So you don't have to worry about trying to flick your wrist one way or the other way just to, get the right type of curl. The cheese spinning curl makes it super, super easy. I sound like a cheese sales rep, but girl, when I tell you this was a game changer, because I've always wanted to have nice curls, but I just could not get it together when it came to a curling iron. So I think that this is a tool that you absolutely want to have at your disposal when you're doing your hair. So again, description, the link for the cheese spinning curl will be down in the description box for you to click to purchase. Okay, enjoy the rest of the video. Hey y'all, so the last time that I was on camera, I think I may have told you that I would have you guys behind the scenes while I did my videos. Well, my camera did not cooperate on that front. So, unfortunately, I don't have any behind the scenes of the videos, but I would highly encourage you to go check out my real estate channel to be able to see the final results of that. Okay, have my information down below in the description box. But we are finished with filming for the day. I went ahead and filmed 2 real estate videos that I'm going to post, one tomorrow and one Thursday. And then we're going to film again probably on Wednesday for my new series that I'm starting on this channel. And it's going to be called Let's Talk. I know I promised something super cute and super original, but I want to keep it broad because I want to do mini series. So I'm going to get creative with the mini series names. I haven't come up with the mini series name for this first mini series, but the first mini series is going to be all things trans. So in particular, my trans experience. So my journey starting with from childhood into where I am today. So it'll be like a 4 or 5 part series under the Let's Talk series. It'll be like a mini under the umbrella of a larger series. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm going to start coming up with the talking points for that either tonight or tomorrow so that I can be prepared to film part 1 on Wednesday. So there's just, y'all, my room, it's giving disaster. It's giving disaster because I've just been go, go, go. And all of the junk from that's normally hung up there is on the floor. So yes, I need to get my life together. I also need to finish editing the final touches on my video and get it posted. So I have more work to do. I need to get through it. I have an open house that I need to prepare for by Saturday. The open house is on Saturday, so I just need to prepare, come up with the marketing. I got stuff to do. So I need to hop off this camera. I think I may want to go for a quick walk. No jogging, nothing strenuous, just a quick couple or a few times around the pond over at the park across the street from my house. So I think I may do that now as a break just to get some vitamin C. I may or may not take you guys along with me, and then we will come back and get into some more work. So I'm going to hop up off of here. I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. Bye. What up, fam? Back, but it's nothing exciting. About to wind down and get ready for bed. So it's been like a pretty uneventful day as far as this vlog. I got a lot done in terms of content and things like that, but it's been uneventful in terms of, you know, what's going on, what I'm showing off on camera, because some days are just boring, uneventful. And I think that's a beautiful thing, you know, like doing this series has really showed me that there is content to be made, whether you have a jam-packed day or an uneventful day. This is real life, and this is showcasing my life over the course of this year. There's ups, there's downs, there's exciting days, there's boring days. And today is one of those boring days. It just is. Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to waste any more time. I wanted to hop back on here and close out the vlog. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will have all of my real estate page information down below since I did talk a lot about that today. So thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. I've got to run through the spiel before I head out. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button on your way out. Like the video if you like the video. And leave me a comment down below. Let's chit chat down there. We'll talk about anything. I'm up to gab, y'all. All right? Thanks so much again for watching the video, and I will see you all tomorrow.